Hello and welcome back to Liveware Problem, where we're going to take a look at what is probably today's reigning lol count, though through no work of his own. It's only because good old Christian got real boring after he came back, from the big house. But Phil here, he's really picked up the slack, We like to say, oh, DSP, he doesn't put in any effort, he's lazy, but we can at least say he's been consistent in his laziness throughout the years. He hasn't really had any big spurts of really consistently improving. It's just one big change followed by stagnation until finally he's forced to make one big change and leave it like that. But whatever, that's not what we're talking about at this exact moment. I saw this clip, which I've actually gotten from him. This is his channel, so shout out DSP Gaming for the clip, which I'm now going to do transformative works upon. Anyways, yeah, this he for a while has been saying, "Oh, I don't want a PS5 Pro. They're dumb," and but he did waffle kind of for a while, right? And then finally I think he concluded on, well, if somebody gave me one, I guess maybe I'd like do it. And, someone did offer to give me one, I'd swear I didn't buy it myself. So, of course he got one donated. Because according to him, a fan just really fucking wants to see him give his opinions and thoughts on it and whatever. So if you happen to be a LARPer, and you're the person who gave him this PS5 Pro, I guess on one hand, thanks a little bit for what I'm sure is going to be great content, because this man has the entertainment value of a dead bird. I don't know, nothing good, but in the weirdest way sometimes that's what's worth watching. Is a man in his 40s who was never good at video games or had a good take, now unboxing a PS5 Pro and comparing it with the regular PS5, probably with all the charisma of, I don't know, like a severely tranquilized gorilla. Yeah, so here we go. Let's see. I watched the first, I don't know, 30, 40 seconds of this. Couldn't have been more than a minute. And I knew from the first couple of sentences, he says something like, let's take an adventure or something. It's like, yep, this is it. This is going to have some gold in it. So why don't we explore it together? The new toy that DSP didn't buy. It was gifted to him. Dude. Here we go.
All right, everyone, hello. Phil here. And today is PS5 Pro Day. My PS5 Pro has arrived, and it is time for me to start exploring. Now, to be fair, all right, I have my old baseline PS5 right here with me. I've unhooked it, and as you can see, this was the disk drive version of it, and I literally used it once ever. The disk drive, that is. The console I used quite a lot, but the disk drive, I only bought the disk drive version because I could not get the disc list. The disc list was sold out everywhere, but I was able to get in on this.
Phil, you bought it because it was more expensive.
At launch with the
I think it was
version,
more expensive.
But here it
Correct
is
me in the
all
comments
its glory,
if I'm
as you
wrong,
can see.
Pretty sure it was more expensive.
Form factor wise, connections wise, we're gonna do a head-to-head
comparison.
comparison.
Connections,
all right?
the most important
so
things to console gamers.
Jasper's very interested. My cat just walked in. He's like, "What are you doing?" He's rubbing his face all over my foot. Now, Jasper, how am I going to unbox the place? I have hundreds of people watching me live, likely thousands of people watching me on demand.
This is funny.
We have to unbox the PS5 Pro.
We get it. It's a cat. It behaves like a cat. It comes in, comes out.
Understand?
Sometimes he sits on your lap and you weirdly refuse to pet him.
All right, let's get it. So here it is, right here.
You got a cat. He's not interrupting you though.
So here's what it looks like
I've never been a big
when it
fan of
shows up,
unboxing videos.
or when you buy it
It's
yourself.
just a kind of a weird form of like.
As you can see, very different. The
capital
original
worship.
PS5 box was white, right?
I
This
definitely
one is
understand the
all
joy
black
that you
now.
have when you buy something
And
yourself
that is
and
the
it's got
new
a nice
PS5
box
Pro
and you open
look.
it up.
Has these like racing stripes on it.
But watching
I guess
somebody
they
else
think
do
making
it,
the
I don't
console
know.
aerodynamic
Never
makes
did it for
games
me,
run better
but
on it.
hey, you do you.
Right.
And there are definitely people who make it interesting.
Interestingly enough,
I
on the
again,
top
strongly
here,
doubt
we got a
Phil is
couple
going to.
logos. 4K 120. Are they insinuating that you're going to be able to play games at 4K
Are they
resolution
insinuating that?
at 120
That's not an
frames?
insinuation. It's,
Because they made
it's a
this
literal
mistake
badge.
on base PS5. Didn't say 8K, and literally nothing ever ran at 8K resolution on it, so it was false advertising, and then they removed it from the box. So they may be having some issues with this. I'm just saying, I don't know why they're trying to push this again, because I guarantee you,
if that really happened
probably
with the
almost
8K
nothing's
thing,
going to run
that's
at
funny as
120
shit.
hertz at 4K on this thing. I mean, I'm just being honest. I mean, I would grade if it does. My TV does support 120
It'd be
hertz,
really
but
weird to be
I don't
spending
think
this
so.
much money on something that doesn't
And
support
HDR support, that's
120
good.
hertz
Baseline
refresh rate
PS5 had
at
that
4K.
as well. And then it also says disc-free console. That is right. You cannot buy the PlayStation 5 Pro with a disc drive. It doesn't exist. You have to get it discless or disc driveless, and then you can buy the disc drive separately and add it on.
Which is kind of brilliant.
Okay. So taking a
Because
look around the
again, poor
sides
Phil,
here.
he
Here we go.
couldn't
This is
get
PS5
the
Pro
cheaper version without the disc drive.
content.
But now there's no option.
The PlayStation 5 Pro console,
If you want the disc drive,
DualSense
which is
wireless
probably the
controller.
minority,
So they didn't give you the better one. They
you
just
don't,
give you the base DualSense. Well,
you don't have to worry about
for a
it
nice
because you
discounted
can just buy the regular
$6.99,
one
you
and
get the
attach it.
low-end controller.
Pretty clever.
2 horizontal stand feet. So it does come. Wait, I thought people said it didn't come with the stand. Oh, it's the horizontal stand, not the vertical stand. Correct? It only comes with the horizontal stand. That's right.
Look, his brain just
HDMI cable
really
and
on
an AC power cord.
peak form today, honestly.
Also a USB cable.
It didn't come with a
Probably
stand.
very
Oh,
short.
it's
I'll be
the
using a longer
horizontal,
one.
not linear or 45 degrees.
Printed materials. They actually call that out. Printed materials. Like, that's a big deal. And Astro's Playroom. Pre-installed. Well, that's
I don't
because
think the contents list is stuff that you want to call out.
That's not the recent one. That's amazing.
It's a list of contents so that
it's
you know
Astro's Playroom,
something
basically
isn't in
the
there
tech
that it
demo
should have
they
been.
put on
You
base
should
PS5.
probably
It's also on the Pro.
go get it from
Why
the
they
store.
couldn't give you full Astrobot, I don't understand. I think that would have been like a nice thing for them to do, considering you're spending $700 on this.
Power cord? They called
but
out
they
power
decided
cord?
to give you the game you probably already have, because you probably already have a baseline PS5, correct? Okay, I'm just looking at the top.
I really hope he's
It's just
incorrect.
blue,
I hope
nothing
most
special
people
there.
who buy a PS5 Pro
side
do not have a base model.
Shows a different perspective of the PS5 Pro to the side view, right? As you can
Incredibly
see, because there's no
wasteful.
disk drive, it's actually complete, sleek, and neat,
It's
symmetrical,
so sleek
right?
and symmetrical and neat.
And then on the back, yet another look, because that's how the PS5 Pro will actually look for most people, unless you buy the vertical
Literally
stand,
anyone
you
can
actually
do this.
spend
They don't
extra
even have to
money
buy
on
it.
I
They
can't
can just
imagine
look at the
doing
box at the
that,
store, get to
right?
the
Witness
unboxing.
Play Unleashed. That's
That is
correct.
at
Because
very
remember,
least the
if
thing
you
that
bought
people can do
PS5,
vicariously through you.
You're on a leash. That thing is like a dog with like a choker collar and a muzzle on. Man, that thing is so held back. But now finally, because you spent $700 4 years later, now play will finally be unleashed. Sony was holding back, but now it's time to go no holds barred, gloves off, balls to the wall action. What are they trying to say here? Why did you leash your first console?
I get
What?
what he's trying
Nice
to do
marketing,
here,
right?
and I'm going to give him credit for it. It
So
is
you
an
ripped
incredibly
us all off.
stupid
Thanks,
slogan.
Sony. Appreciate you.
But if you don't have
admitting that
anything
on the box
good,
of the PS4
if you don't have any good
PS5
material,
Pro.
don't try to
Okay,
extemporize.
we're gonna open it, but I got a couple shout outs. Battle Duck, 39 months as a member, says let's do deboxing of boxed boxes. Sounds good. Grim Ripper with a $2 super chat. Did you get the disc drive? No, because as I literally just said, in the 4 years
figuratively,
that I have owned the PS5, the baseline PS5, I have used one disc ever, and it was Divinity 2, because it was cheaper to get it like that off Amazon than it was to get digitally. Every other game I just get digitally at launch.
Phil shopping for
I don't
deals?
have
That's
discs, so I don't need a disc drive.
unexpected.
And I received a $3 tip from Michael. He says, I hate the new trend of releasing consoles with smaller storage, then do a mid-gen refresh or Pro with more. Game files are larger now, and we gamers suffer when they want us to drop our consoles every 2 years and try to urge and entice us to upgrade with a shady practice. Like Microsoft selling expansion storage for $150. Yeah, and you know, it wasn't until recently that finally those expansion cards for the Series S and X
now I'm gonna
dropped
fucking
in
burp
price.
into the mic.
They were like
I'm gonna look like a real asshole.
$300 for like 2 years. and then all of a sudden now the flash memory, you know, they're finally lowering in cost, so you could get one for like maybe $150, $100.
Flash memory.
But even then,
Flash memory's been
dude,
dropping in
crazy.
cost since it came out.
Just because I want to put all
That's
my
sort of
games
the
on
whole
it. Like
thing
I'm lucky enough
about
that I had
storage
PS5
prices.
baseline PS5 at
They're always cheaper than
and I
they
got
were.
the Series X a few years later, and I haven't had issues with storage. But a lot of people do, especially if you only have one console. You probably are having storage issues at this point. You have to delete a game, add a game, then add the other game back when you want to play, delete the other one.
Is it just Phil, or are all console
it's like
gamers
musical chairs, right?
completely regarded?
People want more storage.
Like I do get it. Game
pay a
files
little
are
bit
way
more
too
for
goddamn big these days.
But they did what they did with the initial price tags, I guess, right?
Everybody
Okay.
knows how to delete
Alright,
and
so
reinstall.
here we go.
I guess it sucks if you've got slow internet, but
It's time to
everything sucks
unbox
if you've got slow
PS5
internet.
Pro.
Okay. He's hamming it up.
I guess I should rotate it around. I can't see it. Okay. So it kind of folds open, like an origami thing, like folds open when you do that.
That was my first
And there's
thought too.
a box
Origami.
inside,
I was
guess
like,
we should
holy
take the box
shit.
out, correct?
This must actually
Take
be
a
from
sniff.
Japan.
It smells like Gaming Unleashed. All right.
I think the problem with like these kind of like grandpa jokes that he does sometimes is that you at least in theory like your grandfather, so you'll cut him some slack, but this guy, no.
Hello. Nothing in there. It's just a hollow shell.
Like you.
Okay. So this is the real box of the PS5 Pro right here. Okay, the actual box.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like we actually do it here with this thumb thing, thumb tab. Okay. You open it up. What do you think that is? You see it? What are these? What the hell is that?
It looks like a
Two
clip,
transparent pieces of plastic? I have no idea what this is.
Well, then maybe you can use the printed materials you were pissed off about and read the fucking manual, you prick.
So I'm going to leave it in its little slip. I'll put it over here. Hopefully I don't forget it's there. I don't know what the hell that is. Okay.
Jesus.
And then we've got...
Are they going to have like a...
power cord.
So there are like
the PS5 power cords.
packaging
the one from
degrees in
PS5
packaging. I think you can even get like a PhD in package design.
That goes right there.
Because packaging is important. The better you do it, the better your stuff is
You
protected.
excited, buddy?
And if you're really looking to save costs and you're sending out tons of boxes
so we have
like
two things to open. Let's open the left-hand
even
side
being able
first.
to save like 1/10% of material per box.
As we open the left
Massive
door,
for
it
the environment
reveals
and for
a brand new
cost. But
controller
Phil here
right there. See that?
is incredibly boring. So he can't make this sound interesting
It is the
at all.
all-white DualSense.
And I don't care about his opinion about
base
boxes.
controller that also came with the regular PS5. Correct? There's no difference.
But I think at some point he's
Hopefully,
going to show up at a box studies conference,
fix their problem,
and they're going to the same way that video of him
controllers,
playing,
their
I don't remember
thumbsticks
what
melted.
game, but like the whole coastline
It
lights
just did,
up,
like the rubber was
and
crap.
everyone makes fun of him
So I hope
as
that
like the shitty gamer who they have to
the
dumb video
thumbsticks.
games down
PS5
for.
controller that I bought like
It's beginning to
a year
look
ago,
like they're
and
going to
that
have to
was
change
never had an issue, but
packaging.
my launch controller
They're going to put him up on
melted.
screen and be like, yeah, look at this guy. He's
So there
having
you go. Feels
having real
yeah, this is
trouble
a baseline
figuring
controller,
out
nothing
how
special
pull
about it.
tabs work. So
Okay.
we've gone to an easier all origami model. Box just opens itself for
Well, I
idiots
get it
like
back in the
Phil.
bag, then I could continue the unboxing. Okay, Jasper, here you go. You can play with the controller. I'll put it right here. And he does. He went to sniff it. Okay, so that goes here. So what's in the other side? Let's find out. Ready?
Wow, a gum!
An HDMI cable. You have to assume it's up to standard, right? Why would Sony give you an outdated cable? Obviously, that's their new standard of cable or whatever. Higher end, highest end.
Why would they, what?
And an
What does that
incredibly
mean,
short USB
high-end
cable. I'm not shocked
cable?
to see that. I know they
It's a
skimp out
fucking
on that.
HDMI
It's
cable.
very
It's-
tiny. Probably can't even reach anyone's
They wouldn't give
controller
me a low-end
whatsoever,
cable, you know?
right?
They wouldn't give me one of those old HDMI cables.
Jasper's looking. Jasper's watching. Look, it's a wire, Jasper. He's right here.
Yeah, taunt him with it. Fucking asshole.
I know. Someone just said you would think for $700 they'd give you like the Edge controller. It would be nice. If you're paying top dollar for the high-end system, why not give me the better controller too, right? All right, so I think this comes out, or how does this work?
I mean, I agree, but I think you'd have to be
There's a
silly to think they'd
diagram.
actually do that.
Oh.
What
So
did
it
I
has
say?
to open like this.
What did I fucking say?
And then you do this. Ah, look at this.
No, obviously
Okay.
the diagram should be there.
So it
But,
all folds
you
open,
know.
and then on the inside is your console inside
Oh,
of that like
shit,
eggshell wrap.
the console
right?
was inside of
And
the
then
box.
the paperwork's behind it.
For the console you bought.
Okay.
Got it.
All right, let's take the sucker out. It looks a lot more skinny than the base PS5 for sure. It looks like it's easily grabbable with one hand.
Oh, yeah. Prime thing you want from a game console. Single-handed grabbability.
This is your documentation. Never gonna read that.
Fuck that.
Yeah, that's
I don't
it.
know what that weird
There's
plastic
nothing
clip
else in
was,
here.
but
That's it.
I'm never gonna read that.
That's the whole
Stupid
unboxing,
fucking
folks.
piece of shit.
So I can tell you right off the bat, it is way skinnier than the base PS5. It's easy to hold with one hand. The other PS5 was kind of unwieldy with how chubby it was. This is not nearly as chubby.
Bet he wishes he could hold his wife with one hand.
Okay.
Oh, it's not very nice. I'm sorry, Kat. Oh no.
Big reveal.
Oh Jesus, just pull it off. What is this face?
Whoa! Whoa!
So the trouble with this bit, right, is he's pretending to be super excited about it because he wants to
It's
make fun of
almost
people who
like
would be super excited about
It's
it.
a PlayStation 5.
And that's sort of fair.
But professional.
But you're actually asking people to
Wow.
subscribe and watch your
Extreme
shitty show
close-up.
while you tell them how stupid they are for
Whoa,
this
dudes,
special
whoa,
event
dudes.
that you're doing
Oh, I hit
for
the
them.
mic. Whoa, dudes. Extreme PS5 Pro close-up, dudes.
I hope the person who donated this to him feels like shit.
All right. So, taking a look at it,
Mm-hmm.
all right, on the front, we've got two USB-C ports, no standard USB port, only the USB-C
Oh, no.
ports on this guy that I can see on the front. Sleek looking on the front for sure, right? Nicely
I
symmetrical.
don't recall anything
We're gonna
about this
compare to the
sleek.
baseline PS5 in a moment, don't worry. Racing stripes on the sides. Do they actually serve any purpose? I have no idea. Like, some people suggested they're for ventilation, but I don't know if that's true, quite frankly. On the back, we've got HDMI, we've got Ethernet, and we got two standard USB ports.
Right
So you don't
on.
need to have the USB-C
And instead
standard
of USB-C
to plug into this
power
thing. You can just use
delivery
it
or
over
something,
USB as well if you,
they
if you
chose the
so
real
choose.
shit standard for the input
What is this?
power. That's annoying.
I have no idea. Could that be for the stand?
Looks like a Kensington lock hole.
I don't know what the hell that is. It's like a weird hole
But
in the side
to be
of it there. I
fair,
don't know what
nobody
it
should
does.
really know what that is because it's
And of course your
useless.
power cable right there. Okay, on the bottom you got absolutely nothing. A vent. On the top you got nothing, not even a vent. It's just sleek plastic, okay? So again, honestly, I like the form factor. The PS5 was kind of weird and unwieldy. The PS5 Pro
Unwieldy?
actually feels like a
Unwieldy.
normal like console. It's long, that's for sure, but it's normal. Like, I can lift this easily, move it around with one hand. It's a little heavy, but it's
Which
not
is what you
super
buy a
heavy,
console for.
you know. So now you ready
You
to do
know,
a
don't
comparison?
you hate the days when
Let's do it. So here
you're
we
sitting
go.
by your
Here's PS5
console and you want to
Pro.
just move it for some reason, and you need to use two hands?
Oh my God! Here's the beast. The beast. That is the baseline PS5, right? So. Slightly different. I mean, they look similar,
Honestly,
but definitely the baseline
think the
PS5.
actual
First of all, because I have the
reduction
disc
is
drive
mostly
version,
from the
right? It's
disc
gonna
drive.
look chunkier, but just holding them next to each other, right? This Pro looks aesthetically more pleasing.
it
To be honest,
does not. It
okay, it does. That racing
absolutely
stripe,
does
it
not.
kind of adds something. I don't know. I thought it kind of looked silly in the
It's
designs.
fine.
But
Aesthetics
now when
are
you're kind of
subjective,
comparing
but
the consoles head to head,
no.
I actually think that the Pro does look a lot better than the standard PS5.
If he had never heard of a
know,
PlayStation
now again,
before, and you set him in a
PS5
room with these two items, and he says, "Which one
baseline
of these do you think
had
is
a
the
standard
premium,
USB
best
and a
looking one?"
USB-C
He
on
would
the front,
obviously pick the old version because it's
and then on the
bigger
back,
and
they
therefore
had
more
two
expensive.
more USB
But as soon as you
regulars, and
told
then
him
the
how
HDMI
much
and
they
Ethernet.
cost in difference,
So,
he would say he preferred
the
the looks of the
Pro
other one.
swapped out one of those and put two USB-C ports on the front.
Wow.
That's the only real distinctive difference I'm seeing on the layout of the hardware itself.
Yeah,
is the
because this is a
USB
lazy
port.
cash grab.
Everything else kind of looks samey. But I mean, yeah, I'll be honest. I think I like the design of this a lot better.
I don't know if I can call it a cash
It's
grab.
more
I guess
aesthetically
like
pleasing because, you know,
this seems
it's
to be
slimmer.
a thing now.
It has racing
There's
stripes.
always
As
like
dumb
a
as it sounds, I do think they make
mid-generation
it look a little
refresh.
better. I don't know why, but they do. And it's
Which
lighter.
makes
It's
sense.
definitely lighter.
You
Now,
can,
again,
you can
keep in
afford
mind
to like
that
make some refinements
my
and,
base
tool up a
PS5 has
second
the disk
production
drive,
line at
so
some
that's
point.
adding weight. But
As
the
the
thing is
initial
just
units
heavy.
start to,
Like, it's a heavy
to
ass
sell
beast.
down, but
And I'm curious with this
I
new
don't know.
model.
It's just like, why
are
not
they
just
going
wait
to
for the
solve
next
some of the
generation?
issues such as how loud it was, right? Because that thing could end up running really loud, and I wonder if this one will run lower. Also, this is kind of neat. If you look from this perspective, let me show you this perspective. I'm going to show you the
Sure you
top
can hold that?
perspective here.
Oh God, Phil, no. You can only hold the new one with one hand. Oh,
No.
what are you doing? You're gonna lose your unwieldy.
It's even hard. I can't even lift the base PS5 with one hand. It's too heavy. So you see how this looks from the top? It looks like a big chunky, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like rounded and chunky. It just looks weird, doesn't it? Now look at the
Sorry,
Pro.
I thought he was talking about himself for a second.
The Pro has this like band on it
Mhm.
that catches the light in a certain way, and it makes it look weird and funky. You see that?
It's
The way it catches the light, because it has this ripple right there. See that? It's a ripple. It's not a bulbous thing. It's like a ripple there, and it catches the
I don't know
light.
what he means by ripple.
So just the design
None of that
overall
looks
is
like
nice.
it's a ripple,
Like I actually
okay.
do think it's pretty slick with the way that it looks.
Super slick.
Doesn't mean it's going to be a better piece of hardware, but design-wise, I think it's a step up. The racing stripe does look good. You get
Aesthetics
that
on game
extra
consoles that
USB-C
don't have a
port
disk
on the
drive
front
is
instead of
actually
all
really
regular
weird.
USBs and only one C
Um,
port. It's easier
Because
to move
ultimately,
around.
now
It's
at
way
this point,
lighter
there's
than
no
the
reason
base
to
PS5.
display it.
And the design
You know, you
actually, I
used to like
feel,
have to
is
have it on
slicker
top of
with
your,
the way
your
it looks
television
aesthetically,
station so that you
okay?
could go and
Now, one thing
whatever
that I'm
slot a
distinctly
disc in.
noticing,
But
there's no stand.
if there's no need for
My base PS5 came
to
with
ever
the
do
stand.
that, then just like
This doesn't have it. So
close
how
it
do
behind the cabinet door. Done. I know ventilation's a thing,
does this
but
work?
like
I might have to
it
get
could
those
just
paper
look like
instructions
a
out.
box. It doesn't need
Does
to
it
look
have
like
something
anything.
to do with these little things? These things?
I don't know, Phil. Why don't you read the fucking manual?
What is this?
Stupid asshole. This guy's the worst. I hate people like this. I cannot stand when people have no problem-solving skills. What do you suppose these are?
This is somehow a stand for it. This is like in Demolition Man when you're trying to figure out how to wipe your ass with the seashells.
No, it's not.
Like, how am I going to
If
figure
it was
this
like
out?
Demolition Man,
right?
then in Demolition Man, there would have been a manual next to the toilet.
How does this
and
work?
he would have, for some unknown reason, decided not to read it.
So,
And then everyone would have laughed at him for
first
being
of all,
such a
what's
completely
considered right
useless
side up anyway?
dimwit.
Right? Like, I have no idea. With the base PS5, the stand that it comes with, there's like a notch. You can see on the PS5, there's like a little notch on the bottom to see where to position it. I am legitimately not seeing anything on here that indicates where I would use these little plastic feet things.
The manual.
PlayStation logo is on the top, so then it would be like this. This would be how it would go, right? That would be the front. It would look just like this. So where do I put the feet on the bottom? Are they, wait a minute. Are the feet even identical? They are. The feet are identical. This is fucking weird. Racing stripe area. It's on the racing stripe.
The manual. You don't even have to read it cover to cover. It'll have an index somewhere or a quick start guide.
And right here.
And
you are
again,
correct.
I don't know. I haven't bought this thing. I never would.
Okay, so...
But maybe that's not a manual. Maybe it's like a lot of stuff now where there isn't even a manual that comes with it.
It just pops
the booklet
in like
is just like some shitty user agreement in 500 languages.
This is weird.
But, you know, for all I know, it was a manual. And
so,
that should have been his immediate
thing.
thing.
See what I did?
I don't know what these are or what they do.
So when I put
I guess I'd better check to make sure I don't fuck it up.
It's gonna sit on those feet, and it's gonna sit. Are you kidding? Look what they did. Look at that design. It's the Sony symbols are right there.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see them? The Sony symbols. Look at that.
Just barely,
see?
Yeah.
And so the end, the square, is a raised bump, and that's going to be the third foot.
Great.
So you got 3 feet. A foot here, and the Sony symbol square is your third foot. And that's how it's going to sit flat on the ground, on an entertainment system, on a shelf.
On any level surface you could place it, that's how it will sit level.
And you know what? You can't screw that up because the other side doesn't have the holes for the feet. The number one screw up with base PS5 is that no one knew how to use it with the stand it came with. Even the freaking top of Sony guys didn't know what they were doing, and they would film them in their homes, and the PS5 would be incorrectly placed on the stand of their own product, right?
I don't know if that's a thing, but that's funny as hell too.
That's very interesting.
Another reason to put a manual out with your product.
System, 2 feet there, and a foot. The Sony symbol square on the side will be the 3 feet that this thing will sit on. Huh. That's kind of neat. I want to see if I can do a demo of it.
Demonstrate how something sits. Great. That's kind of incredible. All of this dead air so that DSP can demonstrate to us the principle of setting something on top of something else.
If this is your whatchamacallit, like your shelf, your entertainment center, right?
Anything. It's just a box, Phil. You don't have to teach us how to use make-believe. Wow, look at that.
There it is.
It's not floating, it's not levitating, it hasn't caught fire.
That's how it sits. I'm hitting my mic,
no
striking
combustion.
my microphone. But that's
it's
how
not
it sits
slipping and sliding all over the place
move.
for no apparent reason. It hasn't opened a portal to another dimension.
At first you look at it, you're like,
it
that
is
ain't
not
gonna work.
speaking in voices. It's
doing
the thing that you would expect it to do, sitting on a fucking surface because it's an inanimate object you set there. Good work.
Impressive. It looks sleek.
Good work, Sony.
Now, of course, you need to
for obeying the laws of physics, and good work, Phil, for really just driving it home to us. Thank you.
I can't actually fit it in my entertainment center, even if I wanted to. There's not room. It's like narrow shelves, so I'm just gonna put it flat, just like that. But that's pretty cool, right? I would say aesthetically, it probably looks better standing up for sure. Like that's probably the preferred, but I don't have the availability to do that.
I don't know that there seems like there's that much of a preferred geometry for it, but fine. I don't know. Again, aesthetics are subjective. Can't really give them too much crap on that.
I have a couple quick shout outs to do. Let's see here.
Do I care about shout outs? I don't think I care about shout outs. Let me...
Someone tipped $1, says if you make $800 today, smash the console with a hammer.
A little bit towards the
end. Well, that would be kind of stupid, don't you think?
Yeah. Here he's recapping it.
And then someone tipped $1, says, this is the PS5 Pro. In all of its glory. It's slim. It's way easier to move around than the base level PS5. It has
it's slim and easier to move around, and it has little feet.
Up, honestly.
None of these are features that I
down flat
or any other person should care about.
The only thing I don't get, I mean, ventilation-wise, it really just looks like the only vents this thing really has is on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe a few on the back there. But I wonder, again, I'm distinctly wondering how loud this
Distinctly
thing will
wondering.
run. Because
Sometimes
people
he
always
has
say about
indistinct
PS4 and sometimes
wonders.
PS5 that they can run really loud and hot. I guess we'll see. You would think this is the next gen model and it would be an improvement. But, you know, aesthetically, I like it. And it was easy to figure out. Unlike the stand on the base PS5, which is kind of annoying, this is definitely better engineering. Sure. And that's the unboxing. So thank you for watching it, guys. Now, onward to actually trying the sucker out, which is always the harder step, right? Thanks for watching the unboxing of PS5 Pro. Hope you all enjoy.
I did not. I didn't enjoy it. Again, like you go, well, you're making a video about it and you're laughing and you have stuff to talk about, you must have enjoyed it. No. Again, no. Because context is real important, right? The context of watching this and laughing at it, fine. But that's not why Phil produced it. Phil made this because he thought it would be interesting. And no, this would just be so boring to watch. Could you imagine if you went to, like, I don't watch game reviews anymore. I don't know. Does IGN even still exist? Do they still reviews? The Verge. Imagine if you went to The Verge and they were talking about the new PS5 Pro and this is what you got. They were like, our new correspondent, Phil Burnell. You would wonder what the fuck had happened. And obviously the video would get like no views because everyone would have clicked out by then. Because they weren't coming to see something that was so boring you had to laugh at it. They were coming for something to entertain them, and that was not provided. I don't know. This fucking guy. So, there you go. This has been another episode of the show. Liveware Problem. Signing off. Ooh.